This is Joshua Hart here for JTH Boxing. It has been nearly 2 years since last upload on here. Ekow Essuman, I'm delighted to be joined by you today. First of all, how is everything? How are you doing?
Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Obviously here at WBM show in Nottingham. I've got a boxer that I now manage because I've gone into boxing management. Boxing on his debut, and he's in the ring with the likes of Casey Kademi, Jordan Flynn, and P.S. O'Leary in his debut. He's co-maining. What else could he wish for? And I'm happy as a manager to say I've been able to do that for him.
How did it come about for you to get involved in the management side of things? Obviously, I speak to Conor quite a lot, and when he said to me that you were going to be coming in as the manager, caught me by surprise a little bit. But it's good to see you that you've also then got those. You're not just a fighter now, and you've got those other things about you as well.
Yeah, I told Conor I won't be the kind of manager who says, "Oh, I'm fighting on this bill, so I'll get you on the undercard." Like, I'll map him out his own path, and he can take on from there. So he can rest assured, like, we've got a plan for him, his own path, and he can let us know, and we work for him. So let us know, and we'll make it happen, kind of thing. And what made me get into management, obviously, the late Jimmy Gill passed away, and before he passed away, a few months before, he had told me, "Look, Ekow, I'm not going to be around forever. I need you to get your manager's license." So when he passed, obviously by surprise, by shock, so fast, just got it done straight away, and I managed to get it done before the Josh Taylor fight, and that's where WBM came in as my co-manager. And James, my best friend, James Wells, is Impact Sports Management. So they both, in effect, we all manage me. But yeah, it's a good team to have as management.
And obviously, not just WBM, but obviously I know James and Impact Sports Management are also involved tonight. How good is it to see boxing back in Nottingham? Obviously, we know we've got Lee Wood coming here soon as well in February, but to see the small hall level boxing coming, especially for Conor making his debut tonight, to be able to do it here at home, I know how many tickets he's done. It must be a good feeling for you as a stablemate and a manager, to see Conor finally get this opportunity that he's been waiting for so long.
Well, with Jimmy passing, everyone in the stable, I just wanted to be able to put them on and help them as much as I could. And so obviously, getting Conor on a small hall show like this, but with it being as grand and as big as it is, I'm buzzing as a manager, and I'm happy for him, because I wish I could have had that when I just first started out. Don't get me wrong, Jimmy did everything possible and obviously guided me the way he guided me, but it's just my way of putting back into the sport.
Do you think that's the beauty for Conor, having people like yourself and WBM behind him, and especially with, obviously Conor he has had amateur fights, but he's not one of those amateurs with all these accolades and everything. But for him to have that type of backing already, it does show that there's some serious potential there with Conor, isn't there?
Yeah, to have that backing shows for the potential, and to be on these WBM shows, a feeder for the Box Nation shows, which is a feeder for the Queensby shows. I mean, he is in the right place for his talent to be seen.
Absolutely, and I just want to talk about yourself. I want to just talk about the year as a whole, because it's been a great year for yourself in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, I know last time out was a gutting result for yourself, but going over to Scotland and beating Josh Taylor when no one gave you a chance obviously led to that opportunity to fight Jack Catterall. Before we go into a bit more detail, just looking at this year as a whole, do you feel this has been the breakout year for Ekow Essuman, where you have established yourself at that world level now?
Yes, I'd say so. I'd say so before, but there was one thing that Carl Froch had said to me. He said, "Ekow, no one's going to take you seriously until you're in a fight where everyone writes you off and then you come back with the goods." And I thought I'd done that before when I went over to the Boxer Card and Box Congo. And since then I thought I'd done it a couple of times. But really, I only really achieved it when I boxed Josh Taylor in Scotland in his home ground in Glasgow. And so yeah, this year has been my breakout year on the world kind of level scene. And yeah, obviously the last match didn't go my way the way I would have wanted it to, but it's been a good year regardless.
When I say just want to rephrase what I said. I was going to say breaking out into the world team. You know that you've been at that level, but announcing it to the public world and the boxing world, it's more in that sense of now the fans know the real level of Ekow Essuman.
Yeah, no, I always say, so I wouldn't take offense. I always say, I already know I'm at this level. It's about me showing you that. So, yeah, I'm happy I've showed a glimpse of it. And I always say I never learn the same lesson twice. So, watch this space.
Just looking at the previous fight with Jack Catterall, obviously a monumental bill to be on, chief support on the Eubank Ben card. Looking at that fight week as a whole for yourself, you've been involved in those big fights, especially after coming back of the Josh Taylor fight in Scotland. Yeah. But to be involved in such a monumental fight week where you've got those grand arrivals, well, the fight week starts pretty much on the Monday. What was that like for yourself to deal with and having all that media around? It was a much grander scale to what you've been on before.
I would have been on it before had I been on the press week for the Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte fight, but I got added to it last minute. So I only really just got the hype of walking out and being like, oh my God, it's huge. But this time I knew that, and so I just embraced it. Didn't take anything for what it wasn't worth. Just made the most of each scenario and event, enjoyed it, and then just fobbed it up and focused on the match.
Talking about the fight, while the result didn't go your way, I know you probably watched the fight back now. Watching it back, what positives do you take away from that, especially against Jack Catterall, who was that tricky, awkward southpaw? And we saw a few changes to Catterall with that move to Bosie Ennis in Philadelphia. What positives do you take away from your performance?
At first, initially, before watching the match back, I was quite down. I thought, I didn't think I got bested. Did I get bested? But then when I watched the match back, rounds 1 to 4, I was trying to be too clean. I was getting caught for it. As soon as he hit me with the first initial knockdown, with a counter, a good flash knockdown, I was like, fuck this. I'm going to do what I do. And so from rounds 4 to 11, I'm just going at him. And I was getting to him. I could hear him blowing. I know I was getting to him, having more success, not being caught with stupid counters. In round 11, we had a clash of feet. I tripped. Knee touched the canvas. Ref calls break twice. And when I go to get back up, he's hit me with a free piece. I've gone down, obviously been like, what the F? What the hell's going on? Got up, said it again. Expecting the ref to do something, but if you look at Paddy Donovan versus Lewis Crocker, Paddy Donovan got disqualified for 1 punch after the bell. The ref's called break twice. He's hit me with a free piece. I've gone down. Ref's not even deducted points or anything. I should have then been given 6 minutes to recover. Wasn't given that. Got sent straight back out. I went on my shield regardless, and I'll be back. And the game is the game, so when I'm back, I'm going to play the game.
Do you feel any more frustration towards the stoppage in the sense of the tide was starting to turn in the fight?
100%.
But it's the way you use. I feel like the fight kind of played out how I predicted it, in the sense of the early rounds. I kind of knew Catterall was going to bank, but I'm watching you fight many times over the years, you click into gear around that 5th round mark, and that's when you start coming into it, and that's exactly how it played out.
Yeah.
Do you feel frustration towards the stoppage, given that as well, the fact that it was becoming a very even fight?
Yeah, very frustrated, but it's like Captain Hindsight, what can you do? It's just, it's given me a few kick up the backside, just got a kick into gear earlier, so just, don't learn the same lesson twice, and you'll see me playing the game.
Absolutely. And obviously, I know that you'd also sparred Jack Catterall. I believe, was it earlier this year you sparred Jack Catterall as well? Obviously, in that time, Jack Catterall has obviously moved camps and everything. He's moved from Jamie Moore in Manchester to Bosie Ennis in Philadelphia. Did you notice any differences? Obviously, I know sparring and actually fighting is different. But did anything feel different from the Jack Catterall?
Initially, at the start of the match, he was slightly different, more willing to let his hands go, come forward. But I knew he'd revert to type. He's not been with Bosie Ennis for long enough to stay like that the whole match. So as soon as he reverted to type, I just did my thing. I think it was in round 7 at one point. I feinted and he went back quite a bit, and you just see me draw a line with my front foot in the centre of the ring, come on then, kind of thing. You weren't doing this earlier, so He's one of them fighters. I don't know if his conditioning is as good as his skill set.
And obviously going forward, obviously I know it's still fairly recent after the fight. Have there been any conversations about what 2026 can look like for Ekow Essuman?
Oh yeah, I'll be back out maybe from as early as March or April, and be ready for exciting news.
Can we see you fight in Nottingham anytime soon? I'm sure.
I'd love to fight in Nottingham. So watch that space.
Absolutely. And then obviously, just lastly, again, sticking similar to the theme at the camp with Catterall. I know that there's been a few issues with DCT and obviously where you guys train. I don't know if you just want to shed any light on that. Obviously, I know that the camp was relocated to Cinderhill Gym. I don't know if you just want to shed any light on that and if there's been any progress or what's going on.
The management committee at the Ice and Green Youth Club where we were just weren't upholding to their responsibilities of the upkeep of the space that we were in, and we'd brought that to light, and we've not fully come to agreement since. So we had to, in the meanwhile, move to Cinderhill Gym because at one point we got locked out, which I'm sure is very illegal for a landlord to do, allegedly. So yeah, we're based at Cyril's, but DCT ain't about where it's at. It's about who's there.
Absolutely. And then just lastly, obviously, I know you also did a lot of work at the City Ground as well. How good was that to have as well to help you? I remember you saying it was to help you acclimatise as well to fighting at a stadium. How beneficial was that when it came to the night?
Oh, it was wicked to be able to get that in, because then obviously on fight night it wasn't really much of a difference. It's just like I've been here before, and those small percentages help. Because one thing I did notice when I fought on Wembley was how like fresh and cold I felt. Like I had to bounce a lot just to keep warm, kind of thing. Like that was one of the fights where it probably took me longer to warm up. Yeah.
Especially with the fight being in November as well. It's not exactly like it was warm outside.
It wasn't going to be warm.
What was that like? Because obviously you've seen it before with stadium shows in the winter time. What was that like? You're walking out, you're seeing your shorts, obviously you get the fight kit off and then you're there, but it's not exactly in an arena. You got that warmth about it. Being outdoors, what did that feel like when you got in the ring? It's
weird. It's like being on an assault bike. You're pushing it, you're going hell for leather, but there's a nice cold breeze hitting you and you're like confused. Is this hard? Is this easy? Like, what's going on?
Well, Ekow, I'm going to leave it there. Really do appreciate your time. Yeah, we look forward to seeing the comeback in 2026. A big year for Ekow Essuman incoming.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me.